Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The NFL world has been shaken to its very core with the shocking confirmation that Myles Garrett, one of the most feared defensive ends in the league, is officially heading to the Chicago Bears in a blockbuster trade with the Cleveland Browns. Fans across the nation are still trying to process this seismic shift, and the chatter on social media has reached fever pitch. Analysts are already dissecting the trade from every conceivable angle, debating how this will impact the balance of power in the NFC North, and whether the Bears are suddenly positioned to challenge for a playoff berth in ways they haven't in years. The Browns, in return, have secured a package that is reportedly rich in draft capital and potential, which some insiders suggest could set them up for long-term dominance. But others question if letting go of a generational talent like Garrett might backfire. The timing of the trade is also raising eyebrows, occurring as it does during a critical stretch of the NFL offseason, where team chemistry and positional strategy are being finalized. Social media platforms exploded immediately after the announcement, with memes, hot takes, and fan reactions flooding every corner of the digital world, demonstrating just how much this move has captured the imagination of football enthusiasts everywhere. The story is far from over, and every pundit seems to have a different theory about how the Bears will integrate Garrett into their defensive schemes. From the perspective of Chicago Bears fans, the acquisition of Garrett is nothing short of a dream come true, yet the excitement is tempered by the recognition that one player, no matter how talented, cannot transform a team overnight. Discussions on sports networks and podcasts have turned into heated debates over what this trade signals about the Bears' ambitions, with some suggesting that the franchise is finally taking the aggressive steps necessary to build a true contender. Others are more cautious, pointing out that Garrett, despite his exceptional talent, has had moments of inconsistency and disciplinary issues that could complicate his transition to a new locker room and a new defensive system. Meanwhile, Brown supporters are displaying a mixture of resignation and cautious optimism, aware that while losing Garrett is painful, the incoming assets could allow them to rebuild in a way that sets up sustained success for years to come. Coaches from both sides are reportedly in deep discussions, evaluating film, strategy, and personnel fit, trying to anticipate the immediate and long-term consequences of this trade. The timing could be crucial, with upcoming training camps and preseason games poised to reveal whether Garrett can adjust seamlessly to a Bears uniform and whether the defensive front can be recalibrated to maximize his impact. The media coverage has been relentless, with speculation about contract adjustments, positional shifts, and even ripple effects on other teams in the league, turning what could have been a simple player transaction into a full-blown sports saga that captivates everyone from casual viewers to die-hard football aficionados. Inside sources suggest that the discussions leading up to this trade were intense and spanned several weeks, with both franchises negotiating down to the finest details in order to ensure that each party felt they were maximizing value. The Browns reportedly pushed hard for a combination of draft picks and young talent that could be molded into future stars, while the Bears were laser-focused on acquiring an immediate impact player capable of transforming their pass rush and instilling fear in opposing quarterbacks. Negotiators from both sides worked tirelessly, leveraging historical performance metrics, injury histories, and projected development trajectories to arrive at an agreement that was finally made public amid much fanfare. Analysts are particularly intrigued by how this trade might trigger a domino effect across the NFL, prompting other teams to consider their own defensive line strategies or even reevaluate potential trades to stay competitive. Conversations on sports talk shows are buzzing with hypothetical scenarios. Could the Bears, with Garrett now leading the charge, realistically challenge the Packers or Vikings in the coming season, or is the window for NFC North dominance still years away? The sheer volume of speculation highlights the broader implications, as every observer is trying to predict how this blockbuster move might reshape power dynamics, not only within the division, but across the league. Every angle is being considered, from team morale and locker room culture to salary cap management and future draft positioning, making it one of the most talked about transactions in recent NFL history. The buzz surrounding Garrett's move to Chicago extends beyond just fans and analysts. Former players and league insiders are weighing in with their own takes, further fueling the narrative. Some emphasize Garrett's rare combination of speed, strength, and football intelligence, suggesting that he could be the missing piece in a Bears defense that has struggled to generate consistent pressure in previous seasons. Others caution that adaptation periods can be unpredictable, particularly for high-profile players transitioning from one system to another, highlighting the challenges of coaching, communication, and building chemistry on the field. Meanwhile, social media continues to explode with fan reactions, including everything from celebratory videos and highlight reels of Garrett's past dominance to humorous memes imagining him wreaking havoc on opposing quarterbacks. Analysts are already dissecting potential matchups for the upcoming season, wondering how Garrett will handle the offensive lines of division rivals and whether the Bears' coaching staff will design schemes specifically to maximize his unique skill set. The trade has become a topic of endless conversation, extending into sports bars, podcasts, and online forums, where fans and commentators alike debate every potential outcome and contingency scenario. Every outlet seems determined to provide breaking updates, insider information, and expert commentary, ensuring that the narrative surrounding Garrett and the Bears remains in a... There is also a growing discussion about the psychological impact of this move on both teams, with some experts suggesting that Garrett's arrival could serve as a morale booster for Chicago, instilling confidence and intensity among teammates who see a true game-changer joining their ranks. Conversely, there is speculation that Cleveland might experience a temporary slump or adjustment period as players and fans grapple with the departure of a dominant figure who had become central to the team's identity. Sports psychologists and performance coaches are chiming in on the potential challenges of such high-profile trades, examining how expectations, pressure, and attention can influence player performance and team cohesion. Rumors are swirling that internal meetings within both franchises have been heated, with executives, coaches, and player representatives negotiating roles, responsibilities, and leadership dynamics in light of the trade. Media coverage has capitalized on every angle, highlighting not just the technical and strategic aspects, but also the human drama involved, further heightening anticipation for the upcoming season. This trade has effectively transcended typical player movement discussions, becoming a multi-dimensional narrative encompassing strategy, psychology, and fan culture, and it continues to dominate headlines and digital discussions across the sports world. Meanwhile, merchandise and branding discussions have already begun as Bears fans scramble to secure Garrett jerseys and related memorabilia, signaling the commercial impact of acquiring such a high-profile player. Analysts predict a spike in ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and even local sponsorship deals, illustrating how a single player can influence not only on-field performance, but also a team's financial and cultural footprint. Social media trends are tracking every related hashtag, with fans and commentators generating viral content, speculative debates, and even mock starting lineups, featuring Garrett in various hypothetical scenarios. The narrative is continuously evolving, as new insights, potential contract details, and training camp reports feed into the ongoing discussion, making this trade feel like a living, breathing saga. The excitement, tension, and anticipation are palpable as everyone waits to see how Garrett's integration into the Bears system will unfold in practice, preseason games, and ultimately during the regular season. The story has captured not just NFL enthusiasts, but a broader sports audience, ensuring that every development will be dissected, debated, and broadcast in the weeks and months to come. Fans, analysts, and insiders alike are united in the recognition that this trade is more than just a transaction. It is a defining moment for both franchises, one that will be remembered, speculated upon, and analyzed for years to come. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Speculation about how the Bears will adjust their defensive schemes with Myles Garrett at the forefront is reaching fever pitch, with insiders suggesting that the coaching staff may implement aggressive rotations to maximize his explosiveness and versatility. Rumors indicate that Garrett's presence could allow Chicago to experiment with hybrid fronts, blending traditional 4-3 alignments with creative blitz packages designed to pressure quarterbacks and disrupt timing in ways previously impossible. Analysts are already debating the implications for other positions, pointing out that the ripple effect could elevate the performance of edge defenders, linebackers, and even the secondary, as offenses now have to account for a truly game-changing pass rusher. Some insiders speculate that Garrett may take on a leadership role immediately, mentoring younger players and infusing a new energy into a locker room that has struggled to assert itself against elite competition. Meanwhile, conversations among fans online oscillate between pure excitement and caution, with countless threads exploring potential matchups against divisional rivals, playoff implications, and even the possibility of the Bears challenging for Super Bowl in a way that seemed improbable before this trade. Observers are also noting Garrett's off-field influence, including community involvement and media presence, suggesting that his integration will affect not just performance metrics, but team culture, branding, and public perception, creating a multidimensional impact that goes far beyond the stat sheet and enters the realm of legacy and franchise identity. Meanwhile, the Browns are quietly recalibrating, carefully weighing how the departure of Garrett might redefine their roster priorities, draft strategies, and team philosophy. Sources close to the organization suggest that Cleveland is committed to leveraging the assets acquired in this trade to build a younger, faster, and more flexible defensive and offensive lineup capable of sustained competitiveness. Analysts are speculating about potential breakout players who could fill the void left by Garrett, while scouts and coaches pore over film to identify opportunities to implement innovative schemes and personnel rotations. Fans of the Browns are engaged in passionate debates on social media, oscillating between regret over losing a generational talent and excitement for the draft capital and prospects now available. Some insiders hint at potential future trades, free agent acquisitions, or even positional experiments, reflecting a front office willing to take calculated risks to optimize performance over the next several seasons. The media coverage emphasizes both the strategic chess match and the human drama, highlighting how franchises must balance immediate success with long-term vision and how trades of this magnitude can reshape narratives, locker room dynamics, and even fan expectations. Every detail, from contract negotiations to training camp positioning, is scrutinized, making the Garrett trade an evolving story that continues to dominate headlines across the NFL landscape. Rumors swirling around Chicago also suggest a potential shift in quarterback protection schemes, with Garrett's aggressive pass-rushing style forcing offensive coordinators to rethink blocking assignments, timing, and play calling. Pundits are predicting a dramatic increase in sack numbers, quarterback pressures, and turnovers, projecting that Garrett's mere presence could alter the entire flow of games and force opponents to game plan differently against the Bears. Coaches are reportedly experimenting with different alignments and gap responsibilities, trying to harness his strengths while mitigating risks associated with adapting to a new system. Observers note that Garrett's versatility, his ability to rush, set the edge, and even drop into coverage occasionally, makes him an invaluable tactical asset, potentially transforming Chicago's defensive identity. Fans are engaged in spirited discussions about how Garrett might influence divisional rivalries, especially in matchups against historically strong NFC North offenses, speculating about how a dominant pass rush could finally tip the scales in favor of the Bears. There's even chatter about how Garrett's personality and leadership could galvanize the locker room, instilling a culture of accountability and intensity that permeates every position group. Analysts emphasize that the combination of talent, strategy, and psychology makes this trade far more significant than a routine acquisition, setting the stage for a season filled with storylines, surprises, and high-stakes drama that captivates both casual and die-hard football fans alike. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.